After Duke the Jeweler was shot in a parking garage in Houston, police began a homicide investigation. Reports say he had just left a concert and was ambushed during a robbery after previously winning a large amount of money in a dice game. Now, we've all taken the time to look at that video where the dice game was going on. And if you really look at it, it wasn't just an ambush. This was a thought out, thorough, planned, step for step event that happened that night. There were too many cues, little nods, little whistles, little eye gestures, if you will, people by the door making suspicious phone calls. You cannot tell me that this was not a planned setup. And first off, foremost, Boosie made sure that Duke the Jeweler put his bags somewhere safe, where he knew where they were.
And this is why it feels like the people that's around Boosie, they saying that Boosie is getting charged for something that Jay Prince Jr. did. Basically, Boosie is the fall guy so that Jay Prince Jr. won't get locked up for what happened to Duke the Jeweler. Now, Duke the Jeweler, he'll still be here with us right now if they would have never did what they did. But by this being premeditated and planned out days ahead, it makes it seem like it was a setup more than an ambush. An ambush is when they just come and catch you at a certain vulnerable state in your life when you unaware of your surroundings and things like that, and then it just happened. But no, Duke the Jeweler was aware of his surroundings. It's the people that was with Duke the Jeweler, which is Boosie, J. Prince Jr., Mob Ties, and so on. Those are the people who sat there and planned and plotted. And the feds, they do a thorough investigation regardless of what's going on. They sit and they get and collect all of the evidence that they need in order to convict somebody, because in order for you to charge somebody with anything, you have to prove that they're guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
And looking at that, you're looking at forensics. Now, what is forensics? In this case, it would be the shell casings, surveillance tapes, phone data, phone videos, witnesses. There was a lot of people there that night, even to the point that the police say multiple suspects are involved, drivers and shooters alike. Once they have gathered enough evidence, they're able to issue arrest warrants, question the suspects, and prepare the evidence to go to prosecution. But the biggest question that still lingers is, what are they going to run this as for charges? Or is it going to be capital murder, aggravated robbery, conspiracy, or felony murder? They really could go with any one of these, but it looks like it qualifies for capital murder under Texas laws. That's not a good charge to try to fight. When whoever is involved, you're looking at multiple suspects. That means this trial could go on for a very long time once it kicks off.
It's people who said that Boosie, he paid $1 million after he sold all his cars and things like that, so that he can clear his name, so that he can be able to not be tied back to this. But it's video evidence showing that Boosie was involved. It's video evidence showing that Boosie, he had people around him that were savages and vultures who would do anything for some money. J. Prince Jr., his homies was right there. Ain't no reason they sat there and did this to that man when he got a whole family behind him. The feds, they not gonna play no games, and Boosie may have beat that gun charge, but look what's finna happen next. Boosie, it's over with for Boosie. Like, Boosie, he knew what he did, but J. Prince Jr., he want to cover his name beyond any means. He'll do anything just to go out there and take some from somebody and then try to use what he took from them to try to make a name for himself. J. Prince Jr. bogus for what he did.
While there have been no formal charges or indictments, the investigators have said that there are at least 2 to 3 suspects. Witnesses reported 2 men jumping out of a black GMC truck, approached Duke, shot him multiple times during a robbery. Authorities believe multiple people have been involved, but while there's no pinpoint of who it is, everything keeps circling back around Boosie. If you're innocent, you're going to do everything you can, especially as a public figure, to clear your name. But we also know this little thing that's called murder for hire. And so you could play the, oh, I'm innocent card because I didn't pull the trigger. But that doesn't mean you didn't set up the plan. And that's still a charge.
And it's like you was an accessory to it, because It was your nephew who was right there across that pool table while they were shooting dice, study eyeballing Duke. He was on surveillance watching Duke only. He wasn't worried about nobody else because he knew everybody else that was there. Now, keep in mind, the dude that was with Boosie, he's the same one who went to the parking lot, and he was the only one who was spotted out there in that parking lot.
At the end of the day, whoever did this, whoever plotted this, planned it, and executed it, like, shame on them. This is not how we should be moving in life. You took a person who is highly talented, you took him away from his friends, his family, his loved ones, and, like, not a lot of people could do what he could do.
The crime scene investigator said that the evidence that's connecting Boosie to Duke the Jeweler is basically the jewelry, the bags, the footage, and so on.
And their previous interactions, the planning of the trip, the coordination of what jewelry pieces are going to be made.
The text messages from when he told Boosie he was on his way to come to the dice game.
And yet he tried to play, I don't know him like that. Honestly, you ain't got to know somebody like that to take him out, to plan a robbery, to plan whatever it is you planned, and it went too far.
Everything that Boosie thought he was going to do and get away with, it happened, but now his name is still out there connected to Duke the Jeweler. Now, from what I know from being in the streets, if you out there in the streets, you get caught up in a dice game or anything, just because the police don't say nothing right then and there, that don't mean that they don't have your name on file connected to this case.
There's too much facial recognition out there nowadays. You're on file somewhere. Even if you have never been in and been fingerprinted, your face has hit every camera across the city. And let me tell you, the modern technology, it's good. They know where you live, your grandmother lives, your father, your mother, your brothers, your sisters. You think if they're not going to come for you if you were actually a part of this, you're wrong.
They thought that J. Prince Jr. was going to do what he always do, which is go up to the station, talk to his favorite officer, and get some swept under the rug. He tried to do that. You know what they told him? They said, man, nah, man, it's too public. It's too many people involved in it. Boosie involved in it. Once they said Boosie name, J. Prince Jr., he did what he did. He walked up out of there like, damn, Boosie, man. He should have never had this dice game. Now they regretting it all.
They're going to regret it. They're going to regret it even more as they pull up and they pick up their suspects and people start getting charges. Just because you're somebody rich and famous does not mean you're above the law. But that's the mindset, again, with these people. They think they can buy their way out of any situation. They can talk their way out of any situation. And the law doesn't apparently apply to them. I hate to tell you, there's plenty of famous people that have been convicted of crimes.
And Duke the Jeweler, he was from Chicago. And a lot of people said that Duke the Jeweler, he should have mailed Boosie that jewelry. He should have did something besides went out there. He'll still be here with us right now. They said that Boosie, he connected to a lot of stuff, but we're going to stick with what happened to Duke the Jeweler.
At the end of the day, he could have sent somebody as his personal carrier and had that jewelry delivered. There is no reason he needed to make that drop off in person, which implies they knew each other more than what they're letting on, because you're not going to sit here and put yourself in danger knowing the history, knowing the street talk, and knowing what goes on without a backup plan. It's just not going to happen. No smart man or woman is going to do that to themselves. So that means he felt safe delivering this jewelry to Boosie. He felt like he was welcome, protected, and did not need to be prepared for an assault, robbery, or anything else of that matter.
I don't know why Boosie thought that he was just going to get away with it, but maybe because J. Prince Jr., he run the city. Maybe because J. Prince Jr. name involved in a lot of stuff and it's just been swept under the rug or he got away with it. And this is coming straight from Houston, y'all. I only know what they tell us. At the end of the day, they know for a fact that Duke the Jeweler, if he would have left his stuff at home or would have checked in, what they call it, to J. Prince Jr. and them, this would have never happened to him. No, look what happened to Takeoff. You see, Takeoff got sent up, and they wanted Takeoff and Quavo and them to check in. This sad, man. And I know it's a lot of people who know for a fact that J. Prince Jr., the evidence point back to J. Prince Jr. for too many things. You cannot put yourself in these predicaments thinking that you should have used your mind and start regretting stuff later on in life and all this stuff. I want y'all to know this is a sad situation. R.I.P. Duke the Jeweler. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're a fan of Duke the Jeweler.